unstoppable. Am I going to form Tibet? That's not the plan. When you play as a rare tag, well, I'd just rather keep the rare tag's name on the map. Still, Assam is my only rival. I don't like that at all. I want to fight Butsang, but I should really let my war exhaustion tick down a bit. And once I get this all done, we should be good in that regard. Warned by Ming. Trouble is, Ming doesn't have any enemies that I can declare war on to get rid of that warning. Jake, will you conquer Riga in this game? Possibly, but that seems a little dangerous. A very risky thing to do. Just trying to think quite carefully about what to do. Jake, look at Albania. Sadly, it looks like the Ottomans are going to crush the Skanderberg dream. Speaking of crushed dreams, sorry to be you, Timurids. Assam, oh damn, Assam have converted all this land to Hindu as well. That's disgusting. One of the reasons I really wanted this land because it was my faith. I mean, otherwise it's fairly rubbish. We do have a 1 tech advantage, but it may not quite be enough to take care of his numbers, because he has rather a few friends. And his friends are all very keen to join in. Mong Yang would also join in, but he's at pathetic tech too. And that is truly pathetic. Yarkand would give us military access, so Chagatai would probably go down there and destroy them for me, which would be very generous of him. Chagatai aren't able to field that many troops though because he's a subject and he doesn't get quite the income bonus that we do as an independent nation, which is shown here. Plus 1 ducat a month for being independent, and really that holds up a lot of our economy, so we should be quite grateful for it. Also, base manpower or base tax in Garze. Agricultural revolution, how I love you. Garze is right here, and can I have both, please? We'll actually go for the base manpower. Since we are a horde, it'll synergize well with our horde ideas. And horde government type. Jake, missions? None of them really appealed to me. Well, remove Utsang from the map certainly does. Inspiring victory for 10 years. That's right, demolishing an OPM is, at least for me, considered an overwhelming victory. I do wonder about the strength of Ladakh, though. Oh, okay, only 4,000 men, which isn't too much to be concerned about. And they're probably a low tech. 3 compared to Chagatai's 4. I think Chagatai could manage that for us. Do want that war exhaustion down a bit, though. Boom, there we go. And this will imbalance our karma, but not to the point that we'll take the hit. So I'm happy enough with this. Even Mong Yang will join in. Very nice of him. Maybe it'll solidify our bonds a bit more. These are mountains, but we got this. We have so got this. In fact, I don't really need a bunch of our infantry here. No problem. Okay. Leave behind all the infantry and 1 cavalry. We'll send the rest of our folks. To where? Well, out of there for starters. Jake, do you get negative karma when you receive provinces from your allies? That's a good question. And I can't think off the top of my head. Mong Yang is allied to us in this war. Don't really think they're going to be throwing much help our way. Was kind of hoping that Chagatai would go out of their way to get access through Yarkand. and take out Ladakh. Maybe I should just annex Ladakh. The trouble is I can't core it. Unless, of course, I cleave the path through Assam. Assam, who is fighting the remnants of Bengal. So that doesn't really make them easy pickings for me. Oh, nice. Well, since it's our religion now, I might as well keep the province, expensive though it is to core. Jake, do all Buddhists have the karma meter, and does it work the same for all of them? Yes, similar to all Muslims having the piety meter. Alright, it's just for a short moment. Let's get access through Yarkand and go and destroy Ladakh. Didn't even need it. They got access through Assam. Right, let's not waste a Diplo slot like that. They're just taunting me now, aren't they? Tea imports. Yes, please, to mercantilism, since I can't really afford advisors right now anyway. And I can't. It's worked both ways here, so they're using my access through Yarkand to get up into Chagatai, and I'm using their access through Assam to get through their south and into them. Mutually beneficial, but that's not what I'm looking for in this situation. Plus, Chagatai will demolish them due to superior technology. Of that I am certain. Can't even see them here, so we'll just keep our units here. And we'll throw 1,000 over to Baltistan. But the 1,000 that we throw over there should be cavalry. Because that way we'll loot a little more. All about that loot. Alright, Chagatai are a little afraid to fight them. Strange that, but once their capital falls, they'll be no match. Granted, I do have one extra, and it is cavalry. Jake, Yarkand has gold. Don't you want it? Whoa, okay, I did not know that. I do want that gold, and I want it a lot. Actually, you know, if I take this land, as in if I annex this guy, I might just end up fighting you. Your only ally is Kashmir, another Tech 3 Babi. Sounds good to me. Hey, leave Yarkland alone. Do we have anyone here from Yarkland? Yarkand? You got me saying Yarkland. And I don't think this is epic enough for the win. We have looted that province dry, so let's just get out and not face any extra attrition. And Mongyang, what a guy, comes in to show them how it's done. Yeah, I rather think we should fight Yarkland, and they should be scared of us. But they have, yeah, converted all this land to Sunni. Sunni's a -2 for conversion, so it might not be best for me to have it. I perhaps should give it to Chagatai, but they are getting a little too big for their boots. Scary. Jake, I'm Yogir, living in former Yarkand Khanate. Glorious. Okay, you dropped your military access, so you can't really go there. And we have Kashmir breathing down our necks here. So, how do we deal with this slight affront to us? Yarkand, give me the 411, chief. 5,000 men. Probably too distant for Mongyang to get involved. We also have a bunch of troops, as it happens. So I could annex you, declare war on you, and take the gold for myself, otherwise give the land to Chagatai. But maybe I should just leave Chagatai with the gold. After all, I would have to convert this land, and what are we looking at? Unknown cultures 2, another 2 from Sunni and development. I wouldn't have the strength for that unless I had stability and or this man, but he's too expensive for me. So, no, I don't think I'll be having that. But getting a connection so that Chagatai can have some unity of his lands might be a good idea. Damn it, I guess I'll be going religious anyway. I really didn't want to go religious as my first idea, because I always do it. But needs must. Jake, with all this declaration of war, what's your religion meter? Oh, my karma is going to be sinking well down, and my... Eesh. My discipline is going to be suffering like G did. So I forget, who are my rivals here? Just Assam. Go figure. Still, I'm going to annex you good and take all your money. Or at least all the money I can afford. Because what is inflation? Well, 1.36 inflation for 68 ducats. Sadly, it's a necessity at the moment. And they'll no longer exist, so we can't take all this jazz away from them. Yeah, sounds good to me. What could possibly go wrong in this land that I cannot core? And as for you, again, I can't really do much to you, except for erase your very existence. And again, take all the money. Yeah, the inflation's bad, but what are you going to do? Inspiring victory. We'll be grateful for that manpower recovery. And we'll get that core on the go. These other lands I also need to core. So, Yarkand, welcome to the wonderful world of being my rival. Don't worry, you won't have to be there for too long. And you allied with Kashmir, but I doubt I can make Kashmir. Yeah, not to be confused with Korshin. And the Oirat, I do want them to fall soon enough. Might as well. Jake, autonomy, that's right, the autonomy is going way up around here because I can't be handling all these revolts. Heck, I can't be handling any revolts because it's tied to your force limit, and my force limit is far higher than I could ever dream of achieving. So, Yarkand. Mongyang won't get involved because it would destabilize them? Really? Why? You married them or something? Ah, you have military access to them. So does Ming. That's odd. Ming, however, aren't that concerned about it being distant, but still too concerned for me to deal with accordingly. I'm starting to have second thoughts about attacking them. But Kashmir is probably an even worse option. Karakorum Liu and Jampur would get involved. Still, they are Tech 3 to my glorious not Tech 3. I do worry if they were to attack me, though. It's really actually quite risky to attack you, because if I can't get this war to go well, I will look horrifically weak. Then again, all my units are stuck, so I gotta fight my way out anyway. Alright, let's just do this. What's the worst that could happen? Why not humiliate? Oh, I'm considering that. But I do want to join up my troops first. Good luck, Chagatai. Also, let's keep the Mongolians happy. Heck, we'll keep the Chagatai happy as well. The last thing I want is them getting support for independence and actioning that. Alright, so they're going for Balistan, no big problem there. In fact, there's no big problem about either of these provinces. I should just go for their capital straight up, because I doubt they're going to fight me in hills while I have 3 cavalry and better military tech. If they tech up to coincide with me, then that is an issue. But that's an issue we'll get to in due time. First thing I want is Kashmir out of this war. I don't want to annex them. Oh, okay, that's problematic. If he moves over to Ladakh too quickly, then I'm in a pickle. So what can I do? Well, when in doubt, let's take the money. At least if I keep my units close by, then they can reinforce our friends as we see fit. Jake, is there any CB that lessens the karma hit? I believe not, although having CBs affect the karma does actually sound pretty cool. Alright, as expected, Chagatai steamrolled their troops due to superior technology. However, I worry slightly about the direction he's going here. And the fact that he would smoke me. Well, what I'll do is I'll take the gold, and now I'll get a little bit of gold income, hopefully. I highly doubt I'll get out of here in time. But if I can seize the Kashmir capital, that should get them out of the war. And what I really want to do is join up my troops right now. Jake, what's the Monarch point cap for hordes? It is 1748. 75% more than... Did I even make a ducat off of that gold? 75% more because of our tech being abysmal. Right, I really want Kashmir out of this since they are fielding far too many men in this war for me to handle. And I need to keep an eye on inflation and keep it low, because if that goes above... Yeesh, that was close. I almost got movement locked into hitting them. What am I even trying to say here? I lost my train of thought there. If I go above 5 inflation, I become eligible for the horrible inflation events, which I never like to get. Also, Meng Yang, you've rethought about that joining my war thing? No, neither of you have. Well, that's fine. I'll do just fine without you. Jake, that discipline penalty is awful. Yeah, you got that right. Minus 10%. I'm relying on my superior technology here. Doesn't sound quite right for Sarig Yogir to be the superior technology fellow, but that's how it is. I could almost just swallow these guys whole, but I don't want to have to deal with horrible Hindu conversions. Again, I've got the -2 for bad culture. +2 for enforced heritage, and then what, 2 base? You know what? Not impossible gunning for these provinces. And being big is better, you know, in every way. Well, at the very least I can loot them for all they're worth. Ka-ching! Jakey, planning on westernizing. If I can avoid it, I would really like to not westernize. They've actually done a great job on the enemy capital. Alright, how do you feel, Kashmir? I probably can't annex you because you're in this war like that, but I could just take one of your provinces. I mean, Kashmir on its own would be nice. Hindu though it may be. I am going to loot the other one into oblivion first though, because I want that. I just need the ducat. Alright, you're going for Aksu. I think I shall take you and reinforce up there. Seems a necessity. And yeah, I want Kashmir out of this war because they're fielding, yeah, far too many troops. Let's just settle for that. And the... okay, maybe not quite that many ducats. But a few. Costs me so much inflation. We'll just take your war reparations then, but I do want the province of Kashmir. Because I need to get real big real fast. Again, it's horribly looted, so perhaps I'll avoid just walking straight into it. Please don't drop that siege, Chagatai. Oof. Our -10% penalty, our -10% discipline is going to be hurting us here, and unfortunately that forced him to drop his siege. But I'd probably be more mad if he didn't drop the siege, because we need that. Ah, Ming. Such a friend. Jake, isn't Kashmir an important centre of trade as well? Sadly not. What here is? Lahore is. Oh, we'll be taking Lahore soon enough. Right, I reckon it's time to divide and conquer. It'll actually probably take longer if I split you guys up in a way that you have to reinforce, so let's just rampage through the lands. And I really need to keep Chagatai in check, because these are terrifying. It's odd that Mongolia is more wanting to kick my buttocks, probably because of that dip deck. We'll solve that there and then. Jake, start converting Kashmir. Great idea. Plus, let's get that autonomy on the go. 62 months, though. Yikes. Who's got 62 months to spare? Not this guy. I could dismiss some of these advisors and hope for something better. Or rather, hope for the conversion dude. And get that done much faster. Alright, you know what? We'll gamble a few ducats on it. Of all the guys to dismiss, probably... oh, theologian. Why do you tempt me with such great advisors? Alright, getting level 3s, however, is not what we're after, because we have to pay their hiring costs to dismiss them. This is a new common sense feature. You can retire advisors. Okay, unfortunately we did not get the missionary guy that we were after. Alright, we got this. Maybe they... at the very least we can loot it, although I don't think I want to loot the gold province. Sadly, we're not making much from it because occupied, intolerance, looted, war exhaustion, yeah. We're not going to be seeing a lot of gold from there. Now he's making a move on our capital, but that's okay. Or rather, our vassal's capital. I'm confident we can hold out. Can't march into Uzkend because it's blocked by zone of control from this fort. But that will probably change shortly if we just get a bit of control, because the capital fort doesn't give out any. Boom. Need to occupy some adjacent land if we want to get ourselves into that zone of control. It is expensive on the legitimacy to keep these marriages going, but it does keep our vassals in check. Okay, only 3. That's almost an acceptable loss. Alright, once we have this capital fort down, we'll probably make peace, not to prolong this war. After all, war exhaustion is not just a number. When is it ever? And this is a level 2 fort. It would require, pardon me, 6,000 men to siege down. Forget that. Jake, did they remove the Buddhist decision that requires a theologian? Not quite sure I recall the one you're talking about. Is that the one where you have 2 different things you can do? Ooh, invite a lama when we have 25 prestige and are at peace. That I'll probably go for. Curses. I should have gone for monastic education. And I ditched my theologian, and now we have this much more expensive guy. But I think I'm willing to spend that just to get it. We're going to fire him almost instantly, but I want that extra missionary strength so we can get this done super fast. Super guile, even. Okay, it seems not in my best interests to overfeed Chagatai right now. But Yarkand is my rival, so I should make him at least a little plump. How to carve you up best without making my vassal hate my guts. Doesn't seem like the best idea to give him the gold province, but we're going to do it anyway. If of course Yarkand agree to our outrageous demands. We'll need a fellow home in time for that. At least this gives us access to our lands over here. We won't be able to core them until Chagatai gets some cores on the go, but it's an acceptable outcome. We'll do this. I wouldn't mind a humiliation on top of it just to get our PP up. But this will give us 21 power projection. Almost enough. We're almost there, but not quite. I want that humiliation. But I also No, it's not worth the inflation for that gold. That's close, actually. I reckon if we occupy another province, he will see that it is not the greatest idea to deny me this peace deal. Alright, that's pretty swell. It all goes to our vassal. Hopefully they don't get too big for their boots, but they probably will. And we get 14 prestige from this. That's okay. Sure, we'll go with it. Glorious. Now, sure enough, Chagatai really want to revolt from us, but what we can do is placate local rulers. It'll dampen their liberty desire by 10%. It'll cost us a ton of prestige, and it will dwindle away in time, but just enough to keep them under there. And that's what I want. Was it even you I had to do that to? Yes, yes it was. Don't even want to absorb them all that quickly. Sadly, I still can't core these provinces, but that'll have to do for now. Let us make our way to Kashmir, I suppose. Oh, and we're going to have to fire this fellow because he's too expensive. And we've already passed that decision. Convert Kashmir to our religion gives us extra missionary strength, which would be lovely if we had any other provinces not of our religion to gun down, but we do not. Sadly, Ming is still warning us. I bet he regrets that. But it'll run out in 3 years. During those 3 years, we have to get bigger. We really have to get bigger. Jake, build some cheap units to raise your relative strength. Now you're talking. And we're not even losing that much money. In fact, Eastern archers are cheap enough. Let's just bag a few of them. Heck, how about even to force limit? Let's go crazy. Not liking this plummeting legitimacy. Also, why are we doing this on your terms? Your ruler's 54, mine is only 31. I'll be the one who decides who marries who. Okay, I really want to invite a llama to my country. But I need a lot of prestige for that, and I just sank my prestige keeping my vassal in check. Ooh. We could distribute grain to the poor to gain a chunk of karma, which is handy because our karma is as scummy as it can get. Or we can get a stability cost modifier for, what's that, 2 years? Well, we'll be stabbing up, so we'll take that, plus national unrest -1. Who's going to say no to that? Jake, did the Kazakh corps get removed? No, they should still be here. Also, I got another achievement. That's a grand army. Remember, I'm playing on the press release here, which is different to what the actual release will be, so your mileage may vary when it comes out. I would like our manpower to recover, but I know that that fails when we go to war, so it might not even be worth our time. Okay, you're at war with Jampur. Now that is not going to go well for you unless there is some significant tech difference here. Seems to be 3 across the board, so I need to be ready to jump you. Which is why it would be good to have all of our troops right over here, because we can enter through the back door. You'll never see it coming. That's right, through this 5 supply limit land. Perfect, what could go wrong? A lot of people are going to be asking what is the goal of this run. I should just give up responding to that. Yeah, other people can tell you. Okay, it's pretty much the missionary maintenance that is putting us into negative right now. Are you using a different Steam? No, I'm using the press version of Common Sense, which is a little different to the retail version because it came out a week earlier.